When I was a senior in high school, I had my first girlfriend, and I went to boarding school, and it wasn't my first sexual experience. When I was a few years earlier, a friend of mine who I'd grown up with came to pick me up at the school and took me out for a movie. And afterwards, since you can't have girls in your dorm, we decided that we would go to Kmart and buy a blanket and lie in a field. But Kmart didn't have a blanket, so we got a fitted sheet. And we couldn't find a field, so we were on the first tee of a golf course. I mean, it was really like, that first time where you're like, there's someone, it's it, this is the person, I found her, And she was great, she was just like, so beautiful, and she played tennis, she wrote for the newspaper, and she was kind of a bad girl, and I was kind of like a dorky, nerdy kid, and so I was like, yeah, this is my bad girl phase. So I was really excited, and she had just transferred into the school, and I find that when you fall in love, you overlook certain red flags. One of them was that she was a liar. And I don't mean that like in an offensive way. In boarding school, lying is kind of a way of life. Another thing was she would go home on the weekends and we'd talk on the phone, and she'd ask me to call her right back every time, or she'd say she'd call me right back every time. One time I asked why, and she said that her father worked at AT&T, and one time she was at his office and stole a list of people's phone cards. And then she would use each one until like they would be suspicious, and then she'd throw it away. So, well, what are you gonna do? She doesn't like paying for phone calls. We'd been going out about 2 months, and we went to Christmas break, and she invited me over Christmas break to visit her house in Rhode Island. And I thought that this was my great moment. So I drive my mom's Volvo station wagon from Cape Cod to Rhode Island, and I'm thrilled. I remember the song Glycerine by Bush was on the radio. It was very popular at the time. It was like my love anthem. I was like, this is my song. They know. And I got there, and there she was, and her parents were there too, and this other guy was there. And his name was Paul, and we were all hanging out. And slowly it dawns on me that I'm hanging out with my girlfriend's boyfriend. So this story took a strange turn when they suggested that we go hang out at his house. So we go, and I met his parents. And it's a very nerve-wracking thing meeting your girlfriend's boyfriend's parents for the first time. You don't want to make a bad impression. So it was tough, and I had to listen to that Glycerine song with new connotations on the way home. And so anyway, I said, we need to talk, so let's meet at the hockey game. Okay, I go to the hockey game. Hockey game's going on. She's not there yet. Hockey game ends. Still no sign. And I have that pit in my stomach, like what? This was going to be my moment. It dawned on me that Jeff was her new second boyfriend. And then I was out of the picture. And it was that horrible, lonely feeling where you're walking around someplace, there's people all around, and there's only one person that you want to be with. At that moment, no matter how mean of things that she would say, I wanted to hear that "only kiddin'." And Megan was expelled the next year for dealing Ritalin. And at boarding school, you have to, you can't go to the graduation. If you're expelled, it's very important that you don't go. It's real strict. And Megan showed up, I found out, in a disguise, in a wig and sunglasses. I just thought that was so interesting, the idea that you could want to be in a place so bad that you have to be in disguise, And then I thought, for the 3 months that we were together, I was in the wig and sunglasses. Thank you.
Mike for Victor.